What's up, guys? Welcome back to the My First Property podcast. And in this episode, we have the CEO of BON with us today, Jin Wai. So say hi to the audience if you want to.
Hi everyone. Thanks for having me, Sean.
Yeah.
I think it's a very interesting session to be with you.
Yeah.
I've watched your video for many years. I think
Really?
Yeah. In fact, during COVID, can't really visit properties, right? So I live through you on a virtual.
People can go jalan-jalan via my videos.
Yeah. Yours was to see property. Then of course we see other countries as well. Traveling. Yeah.
And today will be a very interesting session because of your company's latest launch in Mont Kiara, right? But before that, right, I just got to know that you are not from a property background at all.
Oh yeah.
That's very in my world, right? When I start from a developer, then architecture background, it's all technical. It's like everybody who knows tonnage, they know the efficiency. People who gets data, construction costs at their mind, back of their head. Those are the people that see in the office one.
Yeah.
Then when I look into you are IT.
Yeah.
You're from IT.
IT background, yeah.
How did you come about development?
I won't go in detail, but maybe I can just share a bit of the background of the journey as well. I think I've been IT for a good 12, 13 years. Not doing programming, I was doing sales, sales and marketing for an IT hardware and software company. So then an opportunity came about with the shareholder and then said, hey, I'm going to start a company down in KL soon. Need someone to lead the team, the sales team specifically. So I guess that's how it started off. And a bit of a background was that I think BON Estates was also founded by Mr. Goh Su Seng. He started his first project in Penang.
Yeah.
2012, 2013.
Yeah,
some landed projects, terrace houses and some semi-Ds there.
What is called Lily?
White Lily and Minden Gardens in Penang, near USM if I'm not mistaken. So that was the first few projects that he did. Then I think he's also a very well-travelled gentleman. Truth be told, he's also younger than me as well. 2 years younger than me. I'm not going to disclose the age, but younger than me.
Everybody starts Googling now.
Nevertheless, I think that's where he started saying, hey, there's a vision for him to come to KL to do a very boutique lifestyle development, but not towards to the masses, perhaps towards to the upper audience of a certain or well-travelled individuals like himself as well. Well, I think that's the birth of the estate. In Bangsar South. Yeah, that's how the first project came about as well.
But was it challenging for you as an IT background, right, leading
I think first and foremost, selling ice to Eskimo is not difficult. Because you're selling one thing to another, it's not difficult. I think everybody buys solutions, everybody benefits. Knowing the structures of payment schedule and all those is not rocket science.
Yep.
It's all pretty straightforward. So I think selling anything is very straightforward as well. It just takes time. But I think sales is not just only about selling, it's about people. People management are also approaching people as well, which is your clients. I think that's the key of the sales part. So I think that was the first role that I took up on, which we were very fortunate to have a strong marketing team, a superb sales team as well. And of course, not forgetting technical project team, architects, consultants who was also very strong. So I think to fast forward to answer your question, those were the seafoods I had who was very willing to share a lot of the technical part, planning guidelines, which I have zero idea of it, construction costs, totally zero, piling, what's that, substructure, what's that. So I think those were the first few people that has definitely groomed me or in a way assisted me throughout this challenging industry. No denying, I think the learning curve was like a hockey stick.
Yeah.
Super upright. It's not like gradual.
You turn back a little bit more. So.
They didn't have the luxury of that. So I think with that as well, kind of expedite my learning and also the company's learning as well, not me alone. And that's where it came about. And I always believe first and foremost in any organization, in any relationship, be it official or professional, is trust. Right. So I think that is the most critical one, even being awarded or appointed in any roles. Yeah.
Unfortunately, within the world of property, right?
Yep.
Everything starts with con first. Like consultant, contractor. So even you want to give people a job, you subcon to and that was one of the lessons that my Tan Sri last time taught me.
Oh, so, what was the lesson?
So everyone starts with a con in front.
Okay.
So got to be very, very careful with whatever we do. That's why when you come in like as trust, right?
Yeah.
That was a very foreign word for.
I think trust goes along and built along the way as well. Like, it's not today I see you first time. I straight throw my heart and soul and trust to you as well. So I think it's only on activities wise and hardship and challenges. That's when you really build that along the way.
That's very inspiring though. Like for a lot of audience who are listening, because a lot of people will just think that they can never switch career afterwards into a property industry because of the lack of background. What turned the table was inspiring company like yours, right? Suddenly coming up. When you look into the bond asset as a company, the estate as the property, right? You check background, right? Last time landed house only. Now you straight away go into this wonderful project, right? The hockey stick curve again, because I considered myself as a formally trained developer from landed, go high rise, go school, go theme park, right?
Yeah.
Then yours, that leap must be so scary.
I guess first and foremost was the shareholders or the owners' conviction as well. Without his guidance, vision, and the mission he put forth to us or me, I think that is our guiding principles. So I think we value that in that sense. So that's how I believe most of the team members that we have right now are with us still, and some of us has left, new people have joined us as well. But we still stick true to our words. I think the 5-second elevator pitch, when someone really asks me, Bond Estates, what do you guys do? My 5-second elevator pitch is always the same. We are a design and lifestyle driven boutique real estate developer, period. Straightforward, straight to the point. And if you notice, even like Bond Estates, the company has a little bit of a 3-word at the bottom.
Yeah.
Living well crafted. I think we are living directly on the purpose of craftsmanship and good living. The brand pyramid of Bond Estates is, at the end of the day, our purpose of existence is everybody deserves to live better. Doesn't matter whether you are a T1 or a B1. A very extreme level. But I think everybody still just deserves to have a good roof, good education, good food, good life, and just deserves to live better. And that is still the principles that we still live on. I'm fortunate that our team still is very consistent in this messaging, in any copies that we go out, in any PR that we go out. That is the guiding principle that we do, and the products that we do as well, which follows through to what your question was of, the estate. How did we, from a landed house developer in an island of Penang, come down to the city center to do a black building along Federal Highway? Right? There was a lot of challenges. We can go into that afterwards if you have more questions on that.
That's why when your sales galleries was up, my DM exploded.
Oh.
Are they legit? Because your competitors are all big boys around, right? Then when you look into check their past record. Then they print screen for me. You think they can? But then it's your money, right? So if you're confident, then that's why I have a lot of close friends who are your customers.
Oh, really? Okay, good to know.
And they always show to me, hey, you see this one's standard. No lah, bro, they spoil market. And that was like when my first visit at the estate. No one really done it as extensive. Ground floor level before even going to the building. I think that one it took me a very long time just to browse around before going into the building.
Oh, okay.
I go to the car park behind, go to the lake.
I thought it was a good experience.
Yeah, it was a good one, but I walk a lot, so it was hot. Weather you cannot change. But I can feel it, the craftsmanship and all. I think everybody who goes in there, right? I think now the problem is everybody take that as a reference and look back into the conventional property players around the market, right? You can feel the gap.
Well, I'm not sure whether there's a gap or not. I think I leave it to the clients.
Of course. No, they share to me. Not you say.
Okay.
Not you say. My clients tell me.
Okay.
So they buy it. Then, wow, Sean, you see, this one you come and every day just ask me to hang out there.
Oh, that's a good thing. Making the maintenance fees worthwhile.
justify the work. Yeah. So and I see a lot of good news within the news about the fully sold the estate, right?
Yeah. So I think bit of background, I think we launched was March 2017. A good 6 years ago. The targeted handover was 4 years then, so it's supposed to be 2021 March, around there quarter one. But of course, March 2020, whole world came to a halt So that was a super duper challenging time. Construction can't move, labor. I think it's not me alone. Everybody faces the same thing as well. Then of course, in terms of deliverables and manpower, it also was a huge challenge also. So I think that was, of course, a very difficult time for every one of us in the industry. But that being said is that I think when I mentioned everyone deserves to live better as our main purpose, we are also driven to somewhat to over-deliver what we can and to give people value to what there is. So maybe just dive back a little bit. How we started off with the estate. I wasn't with the founding team from 2016, 2015. I joined when it was in 2016 August.
So the time the land was acquired already?
It was acquired. Everything was ready already. I think APDL wasn't ready yet, but that was under process already right? So a bit of background is that the challenges we face are Kerinci, really.
The naming convention.
The naming convention right?
Yeah.
And of course that was the first thing. Second thing, of course, is you rightfully said it, Bangsar Bond Estates Gallery came up. Are these guys legit? Being a new kid on the block, competing with various...
you're surrounded.
Big boys the taikos of the town there. It's not easy, that's for sure. So I think there's only one way that we can differentiate ourselves. During my elevator pitch, I said, being a design and lifestyle-driven real estate boutique developer, that has been our core values. So I think coming to why we do such big sizes, if you look at the whole of Bangsar South itself, you have many office towers. There are also strata office as well. So when you have a strata office, meaning it's owned by someone and knowing that you have to go to your office through Federal Highway, if you are staying as far as Kota Kemuning or even Klang, you can imagine the travel time I don't have to go in details So perhaps that's a way where there could be a little bit of opportunity for us to look into it. And with some data back as well, when we come to do above 2,000 square feet in the whole of Bangsar South or Kerinci per se, there is only 200 units. 200 units above 2,000 square feet. The rest are
all smaller.
Small and medium sizes I would label them. So then I think we found out, maybe there's a little bit of gap there that we can fulfill. And fortunately, we managed to identify that gap and come in to build these sizes. Private lift lobby, starting from 2,003 square feet all the way to 3,005 square feet. And with a black color building, where we say, it's going to be very hot. But in the front, you can see some white louvers there. So it looks a bit like piano. So a bit of design there. And critically also, the uniqueness of the estate was that the dual key units, we have one which is a 3,474 square feet, dual key duplex. So it's like a little bit of a little bit of a loft unit. So some owners have turned it to be a cinema room, a man cave, or a whatever, a party room or whatever.
That's the picture that they sent me the most.
Well, the original plan was supposed to be a multi-generational living, where it's good for your in-laws or your parents to stay. Not too near, not too far, but yet you got your space or a wall to, for privacy. So I think that came about that. So I think that was one of the uniqueness of the building, and you can see the architecture was really, really very different as well. And we used very good and reliable consultants, the landscape architect, ID, and architect as well. So I think we used very good team assembled. So I think that was how the estate came about. And critically to speak, so I think our largest was about 7,000 square feet. Well, we had quite good response to that.
I think I still remember the debate in town. It's like, who is going to buy? Right? So the stigma back then was still like 2,000 to 3,000, right? It's actually bigger than terrace house.
Yes, I think a terrace house double story is about 1,600
to 1,800. And that includes staircase.
Yes.
You calculate once, you calculate once. So when you have a 2,000 apartment in Bangsar South, so that was the stigma. Everybody was asking me this thing, Then like, hey bro, I'm not selling, like you buy or not buy, right? I got it doesn't matter, So I got no comment. Surprisingly, a lot of them took the chance, and they are very, very surprised, especially on the treatments on how you address the negative things around site, which is the low cost, the PPR next to it, and the congestion and all. But when you just turn in, right, and so happen the road system just changed lately.
Yes, to a one way .
Are you part of the scheme?
No. We are only part to a certain extent.
Yeah,
I think the main road changes is
up to DBKL,
DBKL entirely which there is there's bound
which made everything so easy right now.
Correct. I think also to say that ours is a freehold versus the existing one is mostly in a way leasehold as well on certain areas.
And that also challenged the existence of Bangsar South nature. All the small unit was high ROI for capitalists like us, right? We buy confirm, can rent out, got capital cash flow and all. Then everything also got lah. But suddenly 3,000 square feet, wow. And some more so boutique, and when you go in, wow. I think when handover, I was like one of the first that went in, and I went there 3 times.
Oh, okay.
But 1 time is officially with your team.
Yeah.
2 times is when I go in with my friends and all the other audience, right? Oh, hey, you want to come my unit? Bro, I need to visit one. I visit one product type so many times. So I think with that nature, I see some similarities with your new project also. Like Bangsar South, high dense, high congestion, so many supply, right? But you still get to find that gap in product. Now, if we move into Mont Kiara, out of so many land, right? Everyone will say like, hey, density very, very bad. And I was just going to make a meme about it. Why, for your next project, right, still pick such a challenging site to begin?
Well, the site was bought quite a while back as well. Of course, the original and initial plan previously was to do smaller units. That was the original plan, and to be commercial as well. And I think during COVID, in a way, it has also changed our thinking a little bit. And to address what you mentioned about the seaside, we had a huge challenge to know how to put an entrance, to build a tower, to build a facility, to build, 80 stories or 20 stories. So I think we had a lot of debate internally on how to design and what to design to fit the purpose. But I think fast forward during COVID, that's where we realized many things, because the sizes itself, there is a bit of a gap there. When I say the bit of a gap is that the older developments, for example, like MK10, MK11, you have your Mont Kiara, those are the so-called large sizes lah. So to me, 2,000 square feet is considered large, 3,500 and above considered extra large already lah. So based on this kind of category, I think of. And that being said, is that there are also some new projects that's coming up from the existing developers lah, that they're also focusing on this product size at the same time. But if you look into the whole of Mont Kiara, there are a few key differences on Mont Kiara. First and foremost, there are not many projects with a full lanai. Being a big unit size, people tend to want to utilize the space as much as they can. I just use a very good example. If I'm a corner house unit landed, most of the time my site would be extended out for what? Washer and cooking. Naturally, right? So that being said, is that why I'm talking about this is that people always like to extend or utilize as much space as they want to make it usable and weatherproof. So having a balcony doesn't mean people don't use, but Malaysians generally don't use so much lah.
I never use it.
Right? But having a lanai there or a window there is definitely more cost to us as well. You got to put a window, you got to put more tiles there, stuff like this. This product design was in a way generated during COVID, knowing that everyone's stuck at home. Everybody wants some space for their homeschooling, which perhaps now is a bit lesser, their own home office to do their calls, and perhaps some space to do their meditation or some own landscaping at any time and any day. So I think this was conceived during COVID, these sizes, this product, this layout, and that's how we came about addressing this market here. And the other question you highlighted as well, being Mont Kiara. So many tall buildings. Why do you still want to go inside there?
So many battlefields you get to choose, right? You choose the God level.
Cyan level, right?
Sure, we pick the sure we.
So I think with that being said, as I was just saying again, I think the sizes that came about for the past couple of years as well, many of them are the small and medium sizes, still below 2,000 square feet that came about, right? And to address that also, I think our current market or the audience we're targeting are really for own stay, family size, buying for own stay, which to me, as a property investor, maybe that could be a different kind of portfolio of consideration versus smaller units. If everyone is building smaller units, your competition of rental is sufficiently quite high lah. Right? But for the larger sizes, the rental is higher. You also probably get a different kind of portfolio of tenants, and competition could be a bit lesser. Yeah. So if I were to dive back a little bit to the estate previously, I think when we started the launch was about 650, 700 ringgit per square feet back then.
Such a steal.
Not 7 years ago. Who is this guy coming in? As of today, maybe last month or 2 months ago, a couple of friends or some buyers has also transacted a fully furnished unit at about 1,000 ringgit per square feet. We just only completed our defect liability period early September, so it's only just 24 months after actual handover, and they seen easily the more than 50%, 40% capital appreciation, number one. Number two is that some of the tenant units or rental units, starting price perhaps semi-furnished about 8,000 ringgit per month, all the way up to about 13,000, 15,000 ringgit per month for a fully furnished unit. So I think for the estate, that's where we have proven good to the investability of such a product, which is a higher end, higher price, different kind of target market, different kind of tenant, at the price that we went into the market. I mean, we can probably go to the market and say, let's do it at 900 ringgit per square feet for Mont Kiara, right? But as of today, I think we are much lower than that. Market, I think, probably transacted about 800 ringgit, 850 ringgit per square feet, plus minus lah. Yet we are still perhaps transacting close to about 600, 650, still around there. So why we do that is because I think at the end of the day, as I mentioned earlier, we want to over-deliver and the value that we can give lah. Not only in terms of money sense, but in terms of the product sense as well and the services that we can. Of course, no perfect company. We have our shortfalls as well, being the first project in KL and so-called my first project, right? So it's a lot of firsts, a lot of firsts. A lot of child in here. In everything. So I think that was a bit of a learning there. But coming back to BON KIARA, that's how we came about on the product as well, on the size, number one. Then number two, if you realize there is not many public parks. We talk about Mont Kiara lah, don't talk about Hatamas lah, or street Hatamas.
All the parks are the school one.
If
you look in the drone shot, green areas,
correct, or undeveloped land lah, green lah. So that's where we came about and decided, hey, let's have a central park within the perimeter of our own development, because on ground, not elevated podium, right? On ground, because that's where not many developments has it as well. So we have a dedicated almost 1 to 1.5 acres of greenery lah. We even have a pet park as well, because pet-friendly development, Kuala Lumpur. So that's on the facility part there. I'm not here to sell like 99 facilities lah. Right, we're here to sell quality ones.
Those are compliance.
Those are what people really want. That's one. Then the other thing is, of course, learning from the estate. We have also built speed ramps to our car park podium. Instead of going through half floor until you're Pening, you have one drive to go up 3 floors, circular, and 3 floors as well. We're also providing EV isolators, points lah, not the chargers, but into every car park unit there is. So 410 units. So you have 410 points lah, for convenience of charging. So we were also quite fortunate because we didn't know EV is going to boom as big as it is supposed to be now. But at the end of the day, I guess at least BON KIARA is being built for the future, not for the present or past. But we are building for the future where everyone has that little bit of convenience as we tag along or as we grow along in that sense there lah.
So I think it's very good to see your projects, right, being a precedent to all my sharing online.
Oh, really?
A lot of people always say, like, hey, buy apartment cannot make money on no capital appreciation on. You see, you just shown how much 700 per square feet to 1,000. Higher ROI in Bangsar, so high density got people rent me. Hello, right? Then in Mont Kiara as well, then you pick the unit. So because I just got my unit in the Oak, which is above 163.
Okay.
So my sizes is like 800. It's like 1.1. So when your one is 2,500 square feet, going for 1.3, it's killing me.
Well, I think it's a very different,
of course.
different offering altogether. I think the Oak in 163 is more of the conveniences and smaller family tenants.
But the fact that a lot of people don't see is when I made that purchase, it was with the calculation of rental 3,008. Then once I get the key for renovation, it's 4,002. Last week I just rent out 5,000. And it's going up. So after you rent out already, I still got people demand, hey, I pay 5,002, give me the unit. My like, wow, got such thing on right? And one very important thing also, your announcement of doing the road extension to Jalan Duta Kiara. How much that extension cost?
I think I won't go in detail, but perhaps the papers may have caught up a bit. It's 3 to 5 million. But again, we are still going through the whole process of the design part. First and foremost, we were fortunate to get the approval out lah. I think very critically, it is a much needed artery connection. I'm sure some viewers may not be happy, but some will be very relieved. At the same time, but we can't, it is what it is lah. Urbanization will happen eventually anyway. So that was a good news as well. And I was told that you had a foresight or somebody's gonna build it, right? I think BON and Sales was also mentioned as well. So I'm glad I made your dream come true, or your viewers' dream come true in a sense. But I think it's still on paper until it is finally completed, and then let us deliver that.
Because now I see the challenge that the slope is very
the gradient. Gradient. It's not an easy connection. Perhaps that's why it's delayed for so long. But perhaps in the near future, if you realize, isn't all the way from Taman Sri Sina, Jalan Segambut, all the way into the Jalan Segambut Dalam to Jalan Kiara 3 before NKVE bridge there. They are doing some road expansion and land acquisition of all the squatters there to expand the road wider from I think 2 lanes now to be 4 lanes, 2 in, 2 out. So I think this is part of infrastructure upgrades and urbanization, and we definitely hope to deliver the road before the completion of our project lah. So BON KIARA is targeted to complete and hand over Q1 27, and we are already under construction.
I saw.
Now at car park. Ground beam also done already. I think we're on level 1, level 2.
You are higher than the existing landed houses already.
Oh yes. Yeah, but people will say, "Wow, poor thing, these landed houses." So you must dial back 7-8 years ago. They were surrounded by squatters. Right. And after, of course, they have to endure the construction, but we have built a good relationship with them to keep them posted on updated and whatever.
Were there conversations on acquiring the whole land?
No, I don't think we have discussed that before. But many people say, "Hey, you should just buy this over and build out."
Everybody should have lah.
Everyone should have lah. So I should have many.
I should have buy like 30 years ago.
But there wasn't a conversation on that to begin with. But I think after we complete with the new landscapes and all, I think things will definitely look much better as well. Improve of the roads, access. So I think because of us buying BON KIARA and developing BON KIARA. So
I think it's good. It's a very to think about it, right? No one else did the extension. No one did the connection. Everyone was building around it without touching it for the past decade. But what was very surprising is also the connection to Jalan Kiara 4, the internal road. So I flew drone inside, and extension work has been the connector is there already. Right in front of the Alivia.
So that one, I think I leave it to the authorities to.
So that's not under.
No. Our scope is only to connect the Kiara 3 to Duta Kiara lah. That's only our scope lah. Anything else is the local authorities' duty lah and role to do so lah. Because there is a master plan, if I'm not mistaken. I think Fasa 1 to 4 or something like that. So I think that was the plans from the local authorities.
So what would you envision will happen, right, when all these connections are done? Like the demographics around is Jalan Kiara 1 really that? Because Jalan Kiara 4 used to be this very private back lane. Suddenly it becomes main road already.
Could be. So I don't think I can envision anything. I can only think that I think having more arteries is going to direct the traffic away, car traffic. But you also must take into consideration of the so-called MRT 3 Circle Line. Right? Of course, I think government has not finalized this yet. So when that comes in, which is a much needed connection to the whole city, perhaps your car usage then will be lower. Of course, the question is when lah. Will it be 1 year from now, or will it be 15 years from now?
Malaysia is slow and steady.
So I think that one takes some time lah. But everything just takes time lah. I don't think we are on a hyper speed to grow. But of course, I'm hearing people saying, "Oh, the traffic is bad here, traffic is bad there." Where you go, traffic not bad one. I think everywhere you go, traffic also is bad.
That makes more justification to buy the right property. That time we were just the team, we went to KL, 5 minutes away from TRX. So because TRX is 2,000 per square feet, 2,001 per square feet. 5-10 minutes away is 700 per square feet. But a lot of people on normal days is 5 minutes lah, but on a work day that is 1 hour drive.
So that's your Monday to Fridays lah. Saturdays, Sundays will be the quiet ones or public holidays lah.
So then all of people, hey, here 20 minutes away only, here so cheap. You try weekdays and see. So that's why suddenly the entire KL city map, right? If somebody were to map based on value, right? This is where it would be a very nice topography to look at also.
Yeah.
So, what's the sales progress like now in?
I think right now we are plus 50% already taken up, which is quite fortunate, and majority of them are also local purchasers. Of course, we have some foreigner purchasers as well, not that many. Similarly to the estate as well, many of them are also local purchasers, which is a good thing because they're buying for own stay, which also means critically your maintenance fees are being paid.
Yeah.
Then your building will be well maintained. Which also means equals to good value for the investor because people who want to rent out, your property is well maintained. So I think that is the somewhat our understanding is for my first project, and we are continuing this fit at the moment to go on this approach.
Okay, this one is for a very selfish question. Is there a third bond project?
Yeah, of course, definitely. I mean, we have some pipelines coming up, so we will announce in due time. That's where we have some even existing buyers who say, hey, when's the next one? I got to save money to buy. I say, oh, okay.
Wow.
Good to know. We have some strong supporters as well. And one very interesting conversation I had with a purchaser recently was that I told me, hey, I'm going to sell away all my other properties. I said, what do you mean by that? I said, I'm going to sell away all my other smaller units, and I'm just only going to buy big units moving forward. So I asked him the question, why do you change your portfolio so drastically? Because he's saying that, as I mentioned just now, competition of smaller units are, of course, higher. Tenant audience is also very different. I'm sure you heard horror stories.
Agreed.
So I'm not going to go in detail. So those are the challenges. And they're saying that it doesn't mean the higher end property don't have all these challenges. But you have much lesser. It's in a way filtered out as well, right? So when he shared with me that, I said, that's a very good story to hear coming from my existing purchaser, and say that I'm just only going to purchase buying your large sizes units moving forward. I'm just going to sell off everything so that I can have cash or funds to buy your property moving forward. So that was heartening to hear. It's very good. It's very nice to hear that. I think we have delivered certain parts of our promise. And again, as I mentioned earlier, many lessons learned, many things to improve also. First project, second project now also improve a little bit. Third one definitely improve more.
But the big project, the big layouts, right, is very, very different compared to what the market is providing. That's very, very true. Like we are so used to 4 rooms, 3+1 in a 1,000 square feet unit. So now you have also 4 rooms, but in a 2,500 square feet. So I look at if I were to have stayed in one, right, I worry I cannot find my kid because he will run. And of course, the open space is nice enough, like the living and dining and all, but the amount of rooms, right? So many. After the visit to your sales gallery, really, like at the price that I'm paying for my 163, then looking at it, right? Then my wife always asks, I need to report, hey, where you go, or how much you see, whatever, right? Why you didn't buy that one? How I wish I got more kidneys. but it's a very different profile. But one question also, like the neighboring land behind,
which is in front of Kiara Kasi.
Okay. That one is open, or is it owned by other people already?
I believe it's all land owned by other people. Question is, when anything got developed? Question mark, nobody knows. I think Mont Kiara, when you come into Mont Kiara,
I think that's one of the things that everybody gotta prepare.
I think that's one thing everybody got prepare. But if I were to use a good example or a good statement, is that ours is not sandwiched . I'm not going to name the projects, which are in a way unit facing to other unit projects which are very close, the distance wise. So you're actually overlooking into people's unit. So we are fortunate enough that we have a C-shaped land, which we use it to our positive angle. So if it's a square shape, I think we could probably be also looking into each other already, right? So that was one of the advantages to build up this BON KIARA in an advantage, I would say, or differentiation, that we are not actually looking into another development. So those that's facing east at the moment, which is the main entrance, you are looking to Mont Kiara 28. But it's a very big gap of a difference, so you can't really see unless you have a binoculars. And the land at the back, privately owned land, I'm not sure who it is, whether they're going to develop now, 20 years down the road, nobody can say for sure. But I'm pretty sure they're probably going to go towards to the side.
That one, the mountain view is there. Everybody will focus on mountain view.
Correct. So I think that's the difference in terms of BON KIARA and its offerings as well. Yeah, I think that's very much on BON KIARA side.
You see, it's got so many things to talk about within that site because again, it's got level difficulty. Such a challenging site to start, right? And it's very amazing to see like the estate. The estate is the name, okay. What, very, very confusing, the name.
Yeah, we gotta clarify this. So the company is called BON Estates. So if I dive back a little bit on the word BON actually is a Tibetan word. And the O with a little 2 dots there is the 5 elements. Kam mok sui fo to. So balance lah. So in every project we have this balance of harmony, community, materials we use, landscaping, facilities. So I think that's BON. So BON Estates is the company name. I have to be very clear to everybody.
Yeah.
The estate is the project name in Bangsar South. BON KIARA is the project name in Mont Kiara right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe there could be exercise for us to streamline in terms of moving forward for identity purpose.
Then in SPA, the estate refers to the estate, right? In SPA, there will be like the property. Then they will. If you the first page, there will be the
estate as in the project name.
So officially it's the estate lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No confusion because the estate is an English name So in official SPA you got to put it in Malay So it's estate. So it's different lah. Estate.
Okay. So now coming back to you, right?
Yeah.
Because the podcast name is called My First Property Podcast.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So, what was your first property purchase?
My first property purchase was a landed house in Kota Damansara.
A lot of Kota Damansara folks here.
Oh, really? Okay. Section 5, to be exact. Opposite the mosque. Not too far,
so it's for residential?
Residential lah. Yeah. So I bought that was 10 years ago.
You're not that old?
9 years ago, I think. Yeah, about that.
Still holding it?
No, let go already. But managed to do it up well. We broke down the walls, did some nice ID to it. So I was a bit into Scandinavian design then. So
it was a thing that time.
Yeah, it was quite a thing. I think it was about 24 by 80, 85. So there's a nice backyard at the back lah.
How much was it right then?
If I recall vaguely, probably about 700 plus.
And when you sell?
That was with some ID works done 1.2, 1.3.
Made some money lah, a little bit lah.
Yeah, a little bit lah.
A little
Not
bit
much
lah.
lah.
All on ID. All on ID lah.
No, ID didn't spend much. So fortunately, we didn't spend much. We had a pretty good ID contractor then and project manager lah. More of a project manager.
Then are you a investment person? A property investment person?
Yeah.
You invest.
But very selective lah. Not a lot, but very selective on which one we go into, or which one I go into. So residentials, commercial not yet. Mostly residential. So some are pretty fair, good rental rate, good 4.5 to 5%. Some just below 4%. But yeah.
Cool. Because like this is the conversation when I had with a lot of leaders around the old school big boy developers, right? They follow the developer like 12 years already. Every year buy one, right? Then when they retire, right? The company will give them a gold coin or whatever, no need. They got 10 years of projects already. So I'm looking at the bond. Also, I was thinking also like, wow. Yeah, I'm a big fan of smaller boutique developers. Like big boys, right? They don't really need narration like this lah. But I'm a very huge fan of what you guys are doing, and you guys are really changing the landscape of developments. And I think you really have a signature move going forward already. Like once I see like almost like, oh, this one is like Bond. Just by DNA alone, which I think it's awesomely executed lah. If I look into the layout, if I look into the common areas, it's very different. It's not like your usual, like me. Was a more efficiency first. Cost first.
I think efficiency, we still achieve quite decent efficiency. I just use one example. You went to our showroom, right? Two good examples. First, of course, is the lanai, which I mentioned. Extendable, you have a sliding door. It also works as a double insulation as well for those facing east-west or north-south, wherever the sun is facing. So that's also good insulation. But critically for that lanai, I always joke around lah. During Chinese New Year, it's good to play mahjong there. Not going to disturb anyone else. So that's the first differentiation of the layout. Second one is the second door towards the yard area. From the bedrooms. Now, why we thought of that was also because, as I said, during COVID, idea was conceived, is that when you are bringing a laundry to your yard area, you have to traditionally go through living, dry kitchen, wet kitchen, baru masuk the yard area. So it's quite a big route. So from here is that from the bedroom, you can go straight to the yard area. So that makes it very convenient, and I'm very sure at least every 2 days, a family of 3 or 4 will be washing baju one. Kids' baju and your own baju as well. So this idea was also somewhat discussed or brainstormed within the team, is that, even like landed houses, right? Perhaps maybe the washer area should actually be on the first floor. Not on the ground floor, because you don't have to bring your baju all the way down the staircase and then go and wash it and then put it outside for drying. So these are many brainstorming sessions that happen, and I think that's where we come about to say that how to look into the layout. There's also one layout, I think it's type C if I'm not mistaken, as you enter the main door. For those who have an altar at home, the Chinese community, like they have an altar, 神台在邊度啊? Where to put? Nowhere to put, right? A condo, usually put a balcony or the lanai area so that the smoke smell goes away. So the type C area, as you enter the main door, there's a window. There can be a piano. There can also be a nice countertop, or can also be a place to put santoi, altar. Which things like this is what we have thought of in that little bit of detailing. Not doesn't mean it's only for Chinese community, right? For any other community, they can put other things there if it's not an altar. So these are the few things that we thought of as well, and small little elements like this for better.
And it demonstrates from the layout when I go around, like, wow, this one also thought you, wow, yao mo.
But even like the Type D, even though it says 5 bedrooms, Type D, the largest one, 3075 square feet. So there's 5 bedrooms. But one of them are 2 rooms, like your typical terrace house upstairs. You share a bathroom. However, not everybody requires all 5 bedrooms to be a bed. One of them can be converted to be a nice wardrobe space. Because you have a bathroom in the middle and a nice wardrobe space. And a nice bedroom also. So I think the flexibility is very much to the purchasers, and learning from the estate, which I have been very fortunate to visit many of them after renovation and after moved in.
Wow.
So just to share, we completed our DLP early September. This year. So we didn't manage to hold a very nice get-together or handover party to the buyers. And of course, during COVID, nobody wants to go for party also. All rushing to move in, right, and renovate, because payment already. So we did so-called Yao Tao Yao Mei handover to our purchasers in the estate. We hosted about 700 packs of them. So I was told some purchasers also asked their friends to come by to be the housewarming party also. So it was a housewarming gift from the developer, BON Estates, to the estate residents. And like I said, I was fortunate to be invited to visit their units. Even during the party, I said, hey, John, I'll show you my house. I said, okay. I can't say no. But I was fortunate to visit them. And you can see some extensive work that they've done and how they utilize the space, not typical house in that sense. So that's how I feel the warmth from the purchasers, clients as well, and some has also turned into friends, which we were very fortunate. And the design that they've done, some has gone very extreme. Some has gone just basic stuff. But that was that was very warm to go through that.
Love it though. Like from a traditional, conventional developer mindset, we will never reach that far.
Personally, I think many things are changing right now, the landscape of developers. And even with the second generation coming into the business, taking up, putting in new ideas, throughput. Slowly things are changing, I'm sure.
Then now got radar youth also.
Oh yes, and I'm not going to promote it here. I'm the deputy chair for Radar Youth also, but
so that's why everyone they extended a meetup to me.
Oh, really?
And they're like,
okay.
I got youth. But then all the second gens are in.
Not really all the second gens.
Not all.
You also have some professional managers hired. I'm a professional manager, so to speak, right? So we are also there to share the knowledge and to gather
finally
together.
some innovation within the a dinosaur lane.
Well, innovation is a very big word to say in the development angle. But there's no innovation here. I hope there's innovation in our construction methods and I won't say policies, but in the ways we do things. But I believe, BON, we benchmark ourselves not to other competitors locally. I think we benchmark ourselves towards companies from abroad. And the journey in the next many years ahead is also to go ASEAN as well, where we also have a shopping mall in Bangkok, known as Bravo BKK. So I think that's where we also would be having some perhaps new news to share on the ASEAN play. Yeah, on our ASEAN play.
We're going to Thailand.
What happens in Bangkok stays in Bangkok.
Go there shopping.
Yeah.
So, wow, a lot of things. You must be very busy. So
busy is good. I think keeps us moving. I think the next 10 years, next 9-10 years, it's gonna be a growth stage. We are at a stage of growth, but steady and slow growth. Cautious as well. I think that's very critical. One project, if you go wrong, can really go wrong.
Yes.
Right. I think you know lah. It's not as simple as that. Many things can change, policies and stuff like this. But I think being a boutique real estate developer right now has its ups. Has its benefits, also have its shortfalls as well. When you're small, you're also very agile, you're also very flexible. But when you're so small, you have finite resources in many ways.
Yep.
So I think that's where we are always open to explore partnerships, collaborations, whether landowners, suppliers, or whatever, we're always open to that. I think the way of my own personal opinion is the way of business of being a monopoly. I wouldn't say it's no longer there. I think it's only going to sustain for a certain few. But the smaller ones to grow would have to be a lateral growth and a lot of collaborations and partnerships. So that's where we also partner with many brands. Recently, we partnered with Mercedes-Benz. The handover event that we did the other day, or the housewarming we did in the estate, we partnered with Porsche Malaysia. So they brought their cars, the Taycans there. And, people came and see the cars. And whether they make appointment to test drive, I do not know lah. But these are the brands that we partner with, and I think this is also the market that collaboration can work quite well as well.
Yeah. So refreshing. One through it's very refreshing to see.
Oh really? I think it's quite normal, right?
I think because you are in
don't feel it.
I think because if you see 3 to 4 projects a week throughout the year.
Okay.
Then I come to
yours. I feel you.
Wow.
I feel you. But since I'm on the conversation, maybe I throw you a question. It'd be quite interesting. I mean, you've seen so many projects around, and you've seen so many developers as well, and designs and whatnot. What do you think that's somewhat can be improved in the whole industry?
Wow.
Yeah, it's good to hear from you. I'm sure your speakers, your audience will also like to hear as well. Sorry, I become the interviewer, right? So
wow, that was a left hook. I think not to put you in a very good spot, right? But you are exactly the example I want to happen.
Oh, wow, that's a very humbling comment.
So it's you guys focus door-to-door experiences. That's something that I focus a lot, which means from my doorstep to my car. Instead of how my guests or how my property impress my friends. Because grand entrances, right? I'm never going to use it.
Only once a day, in and out.
So the lobby, very nice lobby for who? I will only use the basement lobby straight away from my car, go into the lift, then go up already. Instead, that's why if you look into why I look into refuse first. I will use it twice a day. I will not use my badminton court twice a day. So a lot of people then focus on that because it's showy. It's very nice to present. Wow, you pay money, you got fancy this, you got fancy that, right? I'm not going to use it. But then the basement car park or the elevated car park, right? The lift lobby for residents. I pay a lot of attention to that. A lot of people, that's the last thing that they design. So when you open the door, right, a lot of buildings, you open the door straight away, it's the road. And guess what? If I have a toddler, and the worst thing for a high rise is you have 2 toddlers, then the door can be too heavy to open because it's fire rated. Then once they open, what kids do? They run. Then immediately there's no buffer or security. Then cars are straight away there because it's an afterthought. Because suddenly, when we match back the column design, right? Yo, eat in already.
I get you.
It's an afterthought kind of thing. Then always in the car park, you will see this very weird drop because the pool, they forget to allocate the pump room.
Well, our pools are on ground for BON KIARA, so you're safe.
So all this kind of thing, right? They all design the pool first, not the experience first. That's why, and they don't put themselves, which I think you are doing well. You speak to end users. and they show you how they use your product. It's a shortcut. Then a lot of people, like especially the landed terrace houses builders, the same design has been done for the past 20 years. No innovation one. And every renovation is the same one. Oh, take the keys, whack.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm just buying the land and I get the keys, whack. So why not just extend? So now when the younger crowds are taking over, then they do all this lah.
Yeah.
But last time one and I was in that development position when you propose a lot of innovation, a lot of reporting, because centuries of tradition. So when one decision to move up, right, by the time you go up, right, tired already lah. Whatever lah.
Translation lost. Translation lah.
So the enthusiasm to push. So I was known as the maverick in my company also. Whatever also want to challenge. But by the way, challenge all the way already. Tired lah. Whatever lah. What was the initial goal again? I forgot already. So that killed a lot of innovation. But like you say, they have resources to change. But then a lot of people starts doing very selfish or self-centered decisions.
Yep.
They do things, they propose things that is confirmed not a mistake, but not definitely an improvement. A lot of people wayang.
So it's a lot of stories coming out already, right?
And that's why like a lot of people would think that, hey, Sean just go to the project and in one glance he understands inside out.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
Because because everything looks the same.
Yeah.
That's why you can almost guesstimate until I go to the estate. For real.
Okay, that's good to hear.
So when I go to the estate, then when your team shows me, we go down there got what? Go through the car park basement, go down,
LG4.
wow, got garden next to a low cost, you all still put garden, wow.
I think it was a retention pond, then we convert it to be a double usage and become a pet friendly area. Beautify the affordable housing view lah.
To me it's like, wow, you got a lot of money for maintenance, That's how I by default think.
Right.
But based on trainings. No, your car park not efficient. This one waste money. It could be like 200 mm lower. That's how I think.
Okay.
But when you see, wow, like lobby A and lobby B different treatment.
Yeah.
I would have just templatized material proposed once only.
Yeah.
Why need so many materials signed
efficient
off?
Efficient of cost.
Yeah. That's why when I say based on efficiency, we go really. And I was the guy that they call in to cut costs.
So you're a VE guy lah.
Or VE means value engineering.
Okay.
So we cannot meet margin already. Call that guy in. I call that guy in. I change everything. We earn 1%. Everybody gets bonus. That's how I was. My role back then. So unfortunately, that's why when I now go into project, I know where they cut corners.
Yeah. Good to know. I rather bring you in first before we hand over.
That's why the estate, once the lift, there was a radio host now, one of your owners.
Oh, okay.
So when we do
it's a lady,
when we do when she was reviewing her project, the lift open only. I know it's your project already.
Oh,
is that unique?
There's a good identity to it.
Yeah. And now from the entrance experience, your common area treatments, I think it's okay. I hope you all don't change, because it's only a matter of time when governance kicked in, effectiveness, layers, right? Because now people launch 1 billion, 2 billion a year. You cannot go into window details really. Yeah. But at this size now, I'm very envious. Yeah. You get to dictate window schedules. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
Now, when you have like 5 more, right? Who cares about whatever? This one mullion, center mullion, should you put in? Nah, whatever. It's not going to.
2 panel, 3 panel.
Which one cheaper? Go that one. Right?
Yeah.
Then you got like shareholders. It's still private. It's not public. So when public, right? To me, a lot of people find it surprising. A lot of buildings are designed on Excel sheets.
Yep, that's true.
And when I speak to a lot of these high-level people, right, I know more about their products than them. Because they don't know what they sign off on. Because of course they got 20 projects to look at. Yeah. All margin.
Yeah. Numbers lah.
All numbers. Efficiency how much? Why this one 89? Why this one 88? Why? Why don't you just duplicate over?
Yeah. So basically, it turned into like a factory.
Yes, so it's a manufacturing process.
For lack of better word, manufacturing lah.
It's a manufacturing process. It's not so much of a design then.
Yeah.
That's why, as an architecture fan,
Yeah.
I like what you're doing.
Yeah.
But in terms of cost,
Yeah.
it's not very effective. For us, if we just get the same architect, same thing.
Plug and play, right?
Yeah, same detail. The same owner is not going to own. What?
Yeah.
That's why I hope that you are going to be like the big boys in Mont Kiara, where I've really witnessed like the initial enthusiasm before they got acquired. They developed this fan base where a couple that they saw me, they bought 12 properties from the same developer.
When they started off,
Each.
wow, that's like 24.
They buy like whatever property, phase 1, phase 2, phase 12. This one is in Jalan Mont Kiara 7. And so, take my money, please. We don't know what we're launching. I don't care. Just give me one.
Yeah.
It's that level of. So they have made their money. They like what they see, and I hope the same for you all. And I see some traces of it.
Well, we do hope to go to that trajectory. But I think, to be fair, perhaps that time of property boom has
it's way easier
it was a bit lower Now I think that's where we focus on building the fan base as best as we can and continue to reward them
Yeah, but of course, this like the caveat to my entire narration is budget
Yeah.
Because we are playing within a budget that we
Correct.
can muscle in a bit right?
That's right,
But
that's
if we play into pure cost base, right, manufacturing is the way to go.
Yes.
So unfortunately right? Wow, suddenly I answer question. Karangan siap hantar. But anyway, Jimmy, thank you very much for your
no problem. Thanks
for your very busy schedule, right? So if you guys are interested, while putting your wife in BSc, let them go drink some high tea or whatever, right? You can just drop by their sales gallery. It's right opposite.
Well, you don't have to drop your wife in BSc. You can just bring your wife to the gallery. We also have nice
because
coffee
your wife will confirm
well.
buy one. Wife always like, what are lang how bis.
That's the whole point.
And I think that's all for today. Thank you very much, and go check their property out. Really, it's something else. A very different taste, a very refreshing scheme all the way. See you guys.
Thank you.